It's Friday, October 3rd, and this is the Echo Press Newsminute for the week of September 28th through October 4th. I'm Lisa Johnson. Here are the top stories in Wednesday's issue. There was no way to miss Bill Jarvie's Feeding the 5001 event Saturday night, September 27th in downtown Alexandria. Wherever you went, the smell of perfectly grilled burgers found its way to your nose and beckoned, just like in the old cartoons. And then there was the music, making it impossible to resist, dancing a step or two. First, sax appeal power, followed by good company and lady slippers. Jarvie is the owner of the Common Ground Coffee House on Hawthorne Street, the business that threw the, quote, night of food, fellowship, and fun for the community. It's part of what he wants to do with his business every day. I want people to come in and feel loved on at Common Ground Coffee House, says Jarvie. And, even if we have different faiths, I want people to feel loved on and see the grace and the love that Christians should have. Sometimes we don't, Jarvie is thrilled that his coffee house is a meeting place for all kinds of people, for all kinds of reasons, but he wanted to do something a little bigger. Bigger turned into a classic car show, music, dancing, and a free meal. Quote, "The Bible says, I go to the Father and I will send the Helper and you'll do greater things than me," says Jarvie. Jesus fed 5,000, and so originally I was going to feed 5,001 and one-up him. Here, Jarvie grins. "You got to know my personality," he says, "when you hear that, because I love the Lord very much, and only with his help can we do that." On Wednesday, September 24th, a ribbon-cutting and grand opening was held to give locals a first glimpse of the first two phases of renovation of the Prime West Health Runestone Community Center. Phase 1 of the project was completed in November of last year and provided an expanded main lobby, new concessions, and expanded restrooms. Phase 2 was finished this fall with an expansion of the main lobby, new and renovated locker rooms, and support space on the concourse and mezzanine levels, as well as some space for new team and meeting rooms, an elevator, and an improved circulation concourse. It's hard to believe that we were here in June of 2024 digging up some dirt, doing a groundbreaking for this, said Tara Bitson, Executive Director of the Alexandria Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce. And here we are just 16 short months later, and look what this community has built. It's incredible. The city of Alexandria contributed $15 million toward the completion of the project. Mayor Bobby Osterberg says that's more than an entire year's budget for the entire city of Alexandria. So that was a pretty big chunk for us to chew and say, oh, can we do this? Can we make it happen for our community? It's been so obvious that we've needed to do this. Maybe not for the full 50 years that this building has been around, but probably 30 of those years. I can't thank you enough for making the dream happen. Ground has also been broken on the Alexandria Technical and Community College's new transportation center. That ceremony took place Thursday, September 25th at 630 18th Avenue. The facility will be the hub for two of the college's flagship programs, diesel mechanics and professional truck driving. The $24 million bonding project was secured from the Minnesota legislature in June. College President Michael Seymour thanked the community, ATCC staff, and elected officials for their support of the project. Central Minnesota is projected to see a 6.5% growth in jobs in transportation and material moving occupations, he said, making this investment more vital than ever. Since the diesel mechanics program launched in 1966, followed by the professional truck driving in 1973, these programs have been signature pillars of the college, directly fueling Minnesota's high-demand industries. The current 500 building, built in 1975, has served generations of students. Our new building will serve generations to come. Something about the idea of electric airplanes sounds a little unlikely, but a couple of things. First, it's not. And second, when electric airplanes do get here, Minnesota wants to be ready for them. Oh, and a third thing. Alexandria could be poised to take advantage of the new technology. The MnDOT Department of Aeronautics and the Advanced Air Mobility Program just announced that the Alexandria Airport has been ranked number 4 in the state as a location for the installation of charging stations to support electric-powered airplanes. Craig Anderson is the airport manager for the Alexandria Municipal Airport. You see it in the automotive world that there's electric vehicles on the road, says Anderson. Aviation's not quite there yet, but there's all sorts of manufacturers that are trying to get the next big thing. According to the study from the Minnesota Electric Aviation Network, electric aircraft are perfectly suited for short-haul cargo. That's routes of under 300 miles and frequent time-sensitive deliveries. Pilot training. Electric aircraft offer lower operating costs and reduced maintenance needs. And medical transport. Electric aircraft allow for rapid deployment of personnel, supplies, and patients, expedited pre-flight checks, and quicker launch during emergencies. In life, turning butter every day is a task that Rose Gibson fondly remembers doing when she was growing up on her family's farm near Stirrum, North Dakota. Gibson, who now lives in Alexandria, also remembers lowering the milk and cream into the well because her family didn't have a refrigerator. On Thursday, October 2nd, Gibson celebrated her 102nd birthday, something she was looking forward to because she thought it would be pretty neat to turn 102 on 10/2. Last week, she was interviewed in her apartment at Windmill Ponds with a good friend of hers, Rose Sharma. When Gibson turned 102 years ago, Sharma was instrumental in helping her organize the party, which had about 150 guests. This year's party will be significantly smaller at around 25 guests because the space is much smaller. Looking back over the last century, Gibson recalled that once upon a time, gas was 14 cents a gallon, eggs were 22 cents a dozen, stamps were 2 cents, a movie ticket was a quarter, a new house cost a little over $6,000, and the average annual income was a little more than $3,000. In sports, last week served as a reminder for the Osakis football team to finish every play on the field. The Silver Streaks matched their 2024 win total as a result. Osakis bounced back in a big way Friday, September 26th, cruising past rival Sauk Center 42-0. With Trenton Van Nys' 4-touchdown game and the Silver Streaks defense forcing 3 Main Streeters turnovers, the Silver Streaks moved to 4-1, equaling last year's mark for victories when the team finished 4-6. You can save money by subscribing to the newspaper, and we're also offering digital memberships to access the paper online. Stop by our office at 1920 Turning Leaf Lane Southwest, Suite 12 in Alexandria, or give us a call. The Echo Press, giving information life since 1891. Here are the top stories in Friday's issue. A dunk tank fundraiser at Kalon Prep Academy in Alexandria on Thursday, September 25th, raised $1,500 for Douglas County Habitat for Humanity. The event was hosted by students in Kalon Gives Back, a service learning elective class. The class teaches students about giving back to their community. That's according to Haley Nettleton, a teacher at Kalon. She says that students plan and participate in volunteer work in the community. Each year, Kalon Gives Back students help to organize the Dunk Tank fundraiser to raise money for a local charity of their choosing. And while Nettleton and another teacher, Jen Sees, help organize the tasks that need to be completed, nearly every other step in the process is completed by the students. Nettleton says it helps to set them up for a future of giving back. In the past 2 years, the students raised more than $3,400 for the Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge program and Safe Families for Children, both in Alexandria. For the past 18 years, Susan Keene has been helping victims and survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, general crime, and more as an advocate at Someplace Safe in Alexandria. But after 18 years, the Someplace Safe team, Jenna Crawford, Emery Ollinger, Madison Hayes, and Shannon Huff, will be saying goodbye to Keene when she retires. Her last official day is Friday, October 31st. Keene, who began her career with Someplace Safe in 2007, said the most memorable part of her job is when she can sit with victims or survivors as they begin to share their stories and be able to connect in a way that affirms and respects their heart and who they are as a person. This is the most vulnerable time in some of their lives, she says, and they're telling it to a complete stranger. It's the depths of what they are surviving, and to see those moments, the moments of trust beginning to build, and sometimes seeing the light bulb go off that they are believed, they are worthy, and that there is hope that maybe something can be different. Charge into Fire Safety is the theme for National Fire Prevention Week, October 5th through the 11th. The campaign stresses how important it is to buy, charge, and recycle safely when it comes to having lithium-ion batteries in your home. The Alexandria Fire Department is joining this special week by having an open house Monday, October 6th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the station. The address, 302 Fillmore Street. There will be cash door prizes, refreshments, and demonstrations about fire safety. Those attending are encouraged to bring a non-perishable food item for the Douglas County Outreach Food Shelf. The Alexandria Fire Department provided these "Did You Know" tidbits. When a fire call is received, it takes less than 3 minutes to have the fire trucks on their way. On average, 26 Alexandria firefighters report to the station and leave their jobs or business to help you. A volunteer fire department, like Alexandria's, operates at about 1/6 the cost of a paid fire department. All firefighters have first aid emergency care training, in addition to having about a quarter of the department devote 110 extra hours becoming a registered emergency medical technician. You can read more details in Friday's Echo Press. A petition to enter a plea of guilty has been filed in the case of the Alexandria man charged with felony child torture. According to the petition filed in Douglas County District Court last month, 27-year-old Parker William Johnson will be sentenced to the Commissioner of Corrections for 41 months, which the petition describes as the low end of the Minnesota Sentencing Guidelines box. The maximum penalty for the charge is 25 years imprisonment and a $35,000 fine. A charge of felony malicious punishment of a child under the age of 4, as well as 2 other charges, will be dismissed, the petition reads. The charges against Johnson were filed in January. According to the statement of probable cause in the case, Johnson was allegedly shown abusing a child on multiple videos. In a Mirandized statement, Johnson allegedly admitted to putting his hands on the child and pushing down on the child's chest, the statement says. Opinion page items for the week include an Echo Press editorial about a new state campaign urging young people to be cannabis aware, our history column that includes an item about a goose that started a grass fire, an In the Know column about how to reach visitors to our area, a letter to the editor urging citizens to be vigilant about government, our Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down editorial, and an Our Turn column about the perfect new coping mechanism for our times. I'm Lisa Johnson. This is the Echo Press News Minute for the week of September 28th through October 4th. The Echo Press News Minute is produced by Al Edenloff and Lisa Johnson. The Echo Press, giving information life since 1891.